Hello again, and welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Roar Report. I am your Roll 2IC, and if you can read that of the zombie response team, we're back for part three of the Zombieland Rules. Now, if you didn't see the first two, I'd encourage you to go check out the other ones and then pop back in. Make sure you hit the little subscribe so that way you can follow along, as this is going to be a little bit of a mini series as we go through five of each of the different rules from the movie Zombieland and how we can apply it to our daily tripping lives. So, as I mentioned, part three, we're going to start off and we're going to go over the rules and then we're going to talk about it and see how that we can go through and utilize and what that kind of means for us. So, without further ado, let's jump right into this one. And so we are on number 11. So, rule number 11 is use your foot. Now, in the movie, it means something kind of totally different than what the route that we're going to go. For us, we're going to say on use your foot is you're going to be using your feet. And so what you're going to have to remember is proper footwear and take care of your feet. So in things like bug out bags into your car, into your EDC, into different things, it's good to have at least a good comfortable pair of socks because once your feet get wet, once your feet get cold, things like that, you're going to want to be able to take care of your feet. Same thing. If your job requires you to wear high heels, dress shoes, things like that, those are not ideal for if you have to bug out or walk your way home during some sort of SHTF event. And so it's a good idea to remember to have proper footwear and to be able to take and utilize the different things that you can in order to take care of your feet. Remember, you don't know when SHTF is going to happen. And it doesn't have to be world ending. It could be anything from running out of gas or a flat tire. It could be anything at all to where you are just going to have to, at any point in time, take off on foot. And so you need to make sure that you're prepared for that. Also, make sure that if you can, have a boot, have some sort of boot. If boots are heavy and if you can't carry them with you, I understand. If you can't afford to have two, three pairs of boots, if you can only afford one pair of used boots from, a Goodwill or a thrift store or something, then, you've got to do what you can within your means. Now, the reason why you want to have your boots is because you don't know what type of terrain you're going to be crossing over. And so if you're going to be going over something that, especially off road where there's divots and different things like rocks or uh, pointy, jagged rocks, things like that, you want to make sure you have a rugged, durable boot, rugged footwear in order to make sure that you can travel better and go through your travels on an easier and more prepared way. So, moving on. Now, fair warning, some of these get a little kind of fun, and that's why we have to play with it. Remember, we're just going off of a movie. Yes, it's scripted, it's Hollywood, doesn't mean we can't learn from it. So, let's go into number 12. Number 12, bounty paper towels. Okay, now in the movie, yes, again, it means something totally different. But in this, we can actually say paper towels to have something in order to multi-purpose and functionality. So when it comes to a paper towel, you can use that for a variety of different reasons. Anything from sanitary to hygiene to medical to a bunch of different applications. Usually paper towels are pretty cheap. You can do various things in order to make them to where you can pack them easier. You don't have to take a whole roll of paper towels. You can take off 5, 10, 20 sheets, whatever, fold them up into a smaller area, put them into some sort of plastic, bag to try and help keep moisture and things out of it. And then you'll be able to utilize that. And so you would have something that you can go through and use for, again, various different methods. You could use it for medical purposes of, you got a small minor cut, you can take and use that for, stop the bleed or to clean out the wound. You got something to where you're just trying to clean your hands off and you need something to, clean to dry them so you're not dirtying up something like that. Now remember, A lot of your paper towels on the cheaper side are one time use. Some of the ones that are a little bit more on the pricier side, you can utilize them a couple of times if you have to. I'm not saying that you should, but you can. The option's there. Now, I see a bunch of people's probably going to furiously type in there, well, why don't you just get like a wash rag or something like that? Because then you can rinse it out and reuse it over and over. Yes, I get it and I agree, but it doesn't mean that you should skip over something along the lines of a towel. Remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be for you. It could make for a very great bartering item. You don't know what the other person's needs are. When I see the mistake of bartering, you always think about your needs and what would I want if I was on the other side. Thing is that person that comes up to you may be outside of the box and they may want things that you didn't even begin to think about. And so it's a good idea, especially for bartering items, to open your mind and really get it to where you can have things like paper towels because you might hold up that, what, $99.50 roll of paper towels. You're like, well, I have this. And they may light up like, oh my goodness, yeah, 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 I want that. What do you want for it? Okay. So it's something to think about. Now, let's move on. So now we're on to number 13. This is a good one if you really stop and think about it. Shake it off. Okay. We're all going to mess up. Okay. We all do it. Sometimes it's a need to where you need to, have that little bit of a failure moment just so that way you can be reminded that you're human. So that way you can humble yourself. Uh, when you get something along the lines of this, of shake it off, that means don't dwell on it. Okay, we're all human. We're all going to make mistakes, and the point of being able to understand that yes, you are just a creature of God, and that you will end up making a mistake. For me, I'm nowhere near perfect. I make mistakes almost on a daily basis. Okay, and so you shake it off. Whatever it is, let it go. It's in the past. All you do is you take it and you do your best to learn from it so you don't repeat those mistakes. Take the value in what happened, learn from that experience, and move forward. Don't hold on to it. Shake it off. Let it go. Okay. The longer that you dwell on it, the more that it's just going to eat at you, the more it's going to bring your mentality and your morale down. It's just not a good idea. And so I'm actually very happy that they went through and they said, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and put this in here. All right, so let's move on to the next one. So, number 14, always carry a change of underwear. Excellent. Okay, we just went through and we talked about footwear and socks. Change of underwear. Okay, you have no idea on, especially with this being a channel that is for people that are new to preparedness and things like that. That they go, hey, I'm building a bug out bag. Here's a list of items. What do you think? And I start running down through there, and I go, where's your underwear? And they go, what? Where's your change of underwear, man? Like sometimes some people will take that and they'll giggle at it and they'll go, well, yeah, you got to have that. It's often overlooked, and you have no idea how often people overlook something as simple as that. You have no idea the morale builder that you're out there. Something happened, SHTF, the balloon went up, you grabbed your bag, you went out. You've been walking for miles, you've been, sleeping down in the dirt, doing different things to take and be able to take like a wet wipe and clean yourself off and pull on a fresh, clean pair of underwear. It can really help you everything for the day. It'll give you something to smile about, and you're like, okay, here we go. Always remember, take a fresh pair of underwear. Okay, move on to the last one, bowling ball. Now, we're going to take this one completely out of context, okay? It means something totally different in the movie, but for us, okay, that means an outside of the box sort of defensive tool, okay? You can use just about anything to be able to defend yourself. And I would really like to issue a challenge wherever you are right now, even if you're in the car, you're in the office, wherever you're at, take a moment and look around, look at the different objects and go, all right, if something happened right this very second, what non lethal thing do I have that I can use to protect myself? And sometimes you take and you might hold up something like this that you're like, all right, I can't do anything. It's a plastic bottle. Can you though? You know, you might take and hold up something like, well, it's just a notebook. Yeah, but I do this and I could really, I mean, get creative. What do you have that's around you? What is it that you can take and strategically place into your house? We've talked about this in other videos where you can strategically, tactically decorate your house. Take and put something somewhere so when anybody walks in, it doesn't look out of place. It's a cool little design. It's a cool little fixture. It's something along those lines, but you can pull it off in an instant and use it to defend yourself. I mean, right behind me, I can't grab it off the wall. I can't reach it, but I have a little candle scones. It looks cool. It's very decorative. It serves a purpose that if the power goes out, I can light candles and I can have light in my room. But it's also made out of cast iron, so I can use that and wield it as a defensive tool if the time arises for it. It's little things like that. Open your mind, expand, and think, what do I have? What can I do to better prepare? So that's five. That's what we're going to do for this one. So the same as every other show that we've done on this, let's run back through them really quick. And so, one is going to be number 11, use your foot, proper footwear. Make sure that anytime you go out, try not to be complacent, don't be lazy, wear proper footwear. If you can't, for whatever reason, your work won't let you, you're going to a wedding, whatever, yes, there's reasons. Make sure you plan for that and take something with you if at all possible. Okay. Throw it in your car, have it close by that if the time arises, it's not going to be one of those things to where you're going to be trying to walk home 10 miles off road in 6-inch high heels. Okay. Probably not going to be very fun for you. All right. So, number 12, bounty paper towels. Okay. All that is it's make sure that you have something in your pack. Make sure you have things in your preps. Doesn't have to necessarily be paper towels. It can be things like wet wipes or different sanitary, napkin sort of things to where it's a multi-purpose function to be able to have it. Baby wipes are very, very popular. Next, number 13, shake it off. Don't dwell on your mistakes. It happens to all of us, okay? Take your mistake, learn from the experience, move on. Don't dwell. Just take it for what it is. Make sure that you know what happened, what went wrong, so that way when you go forward, you don't repeat your mistake. Shake it off, okay? And then last, well, not last, I'm sorry. Number 14 is carry a change of underwear. Okay, that's self explanatory. Trust me, it's often overlooked, and I'm really glad that they put it in here. Right now, if you do not have a change of underwear that is in your EDC, you need to put one in there. Okay. I've got a pair in the locker in my work because you never know what's going to happen. You bend down wrong, you rip your pants. Something happens, this, that, whatever. I want to have a change of pants because my work's not 2 minutes from my house. So uh, you're prepared. Whatever happens, happens. Now the thing is it's been in my locker for 3 years now. I've brought them home and freshened them up, but I haven't had to use them. But they're there just in case. Now, last one is bowling ball. What do you have right now that is a defensive tool? If you can't find anything, what can you strategically, tactically place so that way you can take and use something anywhere in your house, whether you're in the kitchen, the bathroom, the hallway, wherever you are, you should be within 1 to 2 seconds of picking something up and defending yourself. What do you have? And it can be anywhere, your front porch, your back porch, anything like that. The garage, the shed, what do you have that you can defend yourself? So I hope that was fun. I have fun making these videos. These are kind of really fun to do. Uh, we're going to finish out the series, so maybe we'll get some really good positive feedback from it because I am pre-making these and releasing them at a later date. So hopefully they don't bomb because I'm going to finish out the mini series. So, but if there's anything that you would like to see, any other movies that are prepping, survival, fun, serious, whatever, that you'd like me to review or something that we can do, let me know. I'm all for doing whatever you guys want to see the content about. So, with that, I hope you guys have a very blessed day. And thank you for spending a little bit of your time with me. And with that, I want to say not only thank you, but stay tuned because there's more information to come and more rules to go over. Above everything else, please remember to remain united because we're all prepping in this together.